of my experiences with setting up a 3D printer. If you didn't see part 1A and 1B, then there will be a prompt on screen. But the first parts, that just sounds so weird. The first part was putting it together, and sadly it took 2 parts to do that. But in this part I'm going to be looking at the software and actually running the printer. Just a side note, before I get started, off camera I did a lot of tweaking to this thing to actually get it to run properly. But it was frustrating me enough. I didn't really want to bother recording, and I kept having to move the printer from my desk down to the floor, back up to the desk, because right in front of my computer doesn't have enough space, so I had to put it off to the side, and it's not really easily accessible from all sides. Long story short, I had to swap 2 of the stop switches, and I had to monkey a lot with the Z-axis motors, but I finally got them, and somewhere a little bit further along the road I will explain what I actually had to do that. Alright, first we're going to actually start with the software. So the first thing you want to do is you want to open your web browser on the correct screen, please, and go to this website. The link will be in the description for the Cura, I think that's how it's pronounced, Cura software. This is the software that you'll load your OBJ files into, and it will convert them into G-code, which the printer can understand. Just click the link to download the latest version. I will be using, I don't remember what version I have, I'll look it up here in just a second. But once that's installed, and you have to accept installing everything, and it is going to ask you to install the Arduino libraries as well. Tell it to. You don't need Arduino though. Some of the printers actually use an Arduino as the core. This printer does not. But after it's installed, I hope I clicked the right thing. I'll find out here in just a second. Yeah, I did click the right thing. Open the Cura software. And you'll be greeted by this, which is the virtual print bed, which I thought was kind of nifty. So a lot of these settings you're going to have to follow by your specific printer. So I'm not actually going to go over most of these settings, but you got things like quality, shell thickness, and just tons and tons and tons of settings. The main thing I'm going to cover is actually how to get a print to the printer. So what you're going to want to do is, this is the SD card, which you may or may not need. I'm printing from SD card just because I'd rather do an SD card, but I did save all my stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and open, let's do, it's going to import it into Cura, and this will determine how big your print is, or how tall it is. This can use the right mouse to rotate around the print. Use this view mode to switch between your viewing. Alright, I figured it out. As far as I can tell, Cura won't let you load G-code files. It can open them, it thinks, but it'll load STL files. So, I went, and let's see if I can find it. Look, this one, file, STL file. Oh, I gotta copy it over to my thing. Alright, there we go. And it's yellow. Let's see. Rotate. I'll move it like that. Alright, there. Oh, no. Alright, there we go. So, 51 minutes. He doesn't say anything. So, this was done by Dream 3D UK. A link will be somewhere, probably in the description as well. And you can go check out the file for yourself. Support type. None. Let's see, advanced. Alright, but I'm going to take... Yeah, I think I want to save it just like this. It's 51 minutes. So, once you've got your printer configured... Alright, that's this guy prepared. So, these settings are going to be dependent upon your specific printer. Tweak them to get them to work right. But, yeah. So, this guy's going to only take 45 minutes. And what it is it's a cover for a razor blade. Which will be kind of nice. So I'm going to print that as this, because I've already printed the test file, so I want to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to save it to the SD card. Saved to the SD card. Alright. I'm going to open this guy. We're going to inject the SD card. Take it out. And then webcam. Not that you can really see a whole ton of stuff that's going on. Alright, so with the file saved and exported to the SD card, I've got my SD card put in my printer. I'm going to turn the printer on, and now it's making a little bit of noise. So first thing, if you haven't actually configured your printer yet, you want to make sure that first thing you do is go and auto home your printer, which is going to set everything to 0, which is kind of an important thing. So it moves the bed backwards and everything, just sets it all to where the 0 end stops are, just wherever they are for your printer. Z takes it a little bit and makes funny noises on mine. I don't know why. Alright, so we're at, everything is at 0. So I'm going to take and I'm going to move axis by 1 millimeter. Move Y, which is our print bed. Alright. Alright, so now that I've got everything close, I'm going to go disable my stepper motors, which basically will let me move everything without hurting the printer. And now this is the point where, of all things, you grab yourself a piece of a piece of letter paper, just plain old white paper, and you take and make sure your bed's level. Mine is a little bit out. Oh, come on. You want it where the paper just starts grabbing. For whatever reason, this one's... And then back it off just a little bit, where it don't grab anymore. Wrong way. Alright, I'm going to have to get a little bit down and dirty with this printer because I had to do something else. Be back in a moment. Okay, I got that fixed now. So, now I actually do have to level the bed. So, auto home it first. What you gotta do first. Alright. Now this axis has to go down. I really need to figure out how to get that bunch of wires to stay twisted in a different angle. So, down, down, down. So, one thing that happened is you got the little thermistor that checks the temperature of the hot end, and when they put the hot end together, they busted the thermistor. So I had to take that out and monkey with it to get it to work. Which I did get it to work. We're now reading accurate temperature. But in doing so, I had lowered the head far enough that I was running into height issues with the bed. So now I get to go down to prepare, disable the steppers, drag the bed out. So I don't know if you can see that. No, but it's under that. Yeah, right there. The bed is now very far away from the hot end. So we go. Yeah, so got it loose. That guy needs to stay up there for sure. So we get our piece of paper, slide it under the hot end, and just slide it back and forth until it starts to grab. Help if I was actually going up, not down. Right, you're going to feel it grab like that, and back off just until it stops grabbing. And we move it over this way, and we do the same thing. The back ones are the annoying ones. Now we're just starting to grab. Still grabbing. Alright, right there. So now, this is the point where I've got to get up. Should be able to get the back too. That's going to be close. Alright, that should get us close enough now. I think we may actually be sitting right on the bed with that. With us, we're sitting very close to the bed. Close enough that it's trying to grab. Move the mic again. Alright, there you go. I'll tell you this right now. This is my least favorite part. should be good. So, I'm gonna go. Alright. Yeah. You ready to see this thing start printing now? It's not tight or anything. Boink. And we'll clip it off. There we go. That's much better. Now maybe you can see the bottom print, or bottom bits of the print. So, we're going to set you right there. That should be good. You should be able to see most of the action. So, I'm going to print from the SD card. Auto home, everybody. Make sure we're set at 0, which you do have to do. So, we're set at 0 now. And I'm not going to show you how to put the wire in because it's already on. But we're going to go ahead and print knife cap, which to do that is going to start heating up the platform and the hot end. After both those are hot, it's going to start printing. This is the point where I hand you off to time lapse, and you're going to watch your print to the tune of music, of course. Enjoy! Watching this thing move back and forth gets so hypnotic at times. It's kind of fun just watching it. Call me simple, but it's cool. See if I can't pop this little guy up. This is the fun part. Ow. Of course, I have no fingernails right now either. There you go. So, that's all it is. All that this thing is. I'm going to go ahead and turn this guy off now. But there you go. It prints in pretty high quality, actually. You know, makes a really snug fit for this blade. Not that I can use it on this one, but that's all that project is. There you go. Just a little cover. You just put the cover on without slicing your finger off. Yeah. Conclusion time. All together, this is a pretty nice printer. It's not top of the line by any means, but the feature set that it has is, in my opinion, very good for beginner level, like me. In case you didn't notice, I am beginner level, but altogether, I like it. So, yeah, successful print, software, hardware, the whole 9 yards of my trip on getting a 3D printer. This by no means is a professional review or anything. It's just my opinion on this 3D printer. And my opinion is, it's a pretty good little printer. If you know nothing about the printing space and would like to build your own, this is probably a pretty good one to go with. And you enjoy tinkering. That's one of the other kind of requirements there, is that you enjoy tinkering. But yeah, there we go, that's better. So there you go. But yeah, it's the kind of thing you have to mess with just a little bit, but if you can overcome that, I think you'll be happy with it. Just tinker with it a little bit. It's a pretty solid little printer. 2 prints, and the more you print with it, the better you'll get. So yeah, there you go. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. Thumbs up from me. Big thumbs up. So if you want to see more, probably from now on I'm just going to do time-lapse footage with this guy unless I upgrade it. I don't know. But yeah, just time-lapse footage of building it, or building Blender models and then printing them. So yeah, if you liked it, hit that like button. If you want to see 3D printing, blendering, or just anything from me, then make sure to subscribe and comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you're going to get one. Tell me if you already have one. But yeah, there you go. Thanks. I will see you guys in another video.